Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pillow Talk.
September we met, I could tell by your smile. You hadn't been with a good girl like me in a while. Yeah, you were impressed, couldn't leave me alone.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to A Woman's Empire, the Pillow Talk. So today I wanted to discuss with you guys a topic called resistance. And in my perception, or in general, it is the cause of all evil. Because the more we resist something in our lives, the bigger it comes forward into our lives as well. And it's also the cause of all evil because it's actually delaying the process of growing, delaying the process of living actually a very happy and easy life. So I thought it would be very good to look into this right now. And I wanted to start actually with the fact, like, how can we spot the resistance in our lives? Because this is of course the way to start, and this is as well the key to success. Because what's on the other side of our resistance, of our frustrations, is actually the biggest transformation. So it's very nice how this works. And as well, I believe, you should just position yourself and look at yourself in a very specific moment in your relationship, in your business, in your friends, and ask yourself the question, like, where do I get angry? Where do I get frustrated? When do I feel resistance? What are the situations that I want to escape from? What are the situations that I just do not want to look at? What are topics that I do not want to discuss? Like, when are my friends or my partner talking about something that I just do not want to talk about? And why is that? Like, ask yourself the question, like, what is the reason why I don't feel like talking about a specific topic? And where does it come from? Because it always comes from somewhere. And if you find the source, then you find your solution as well. And if you keep the consistency and keeping on observing yourself, you can actually transform this. And it's very funny because the person who displays these frustrations and these irritations is most likely the ones that we decide to spend our lives with, which is our partner, but also our close friends or our family and our parents. So it's very interesting to observe the situations in which you get triggered and in which you get frustrated. So I want you to imagine yourself having a discussion at your home, whether it is with your parents or with your friends or your partner, and look at the moment when you feel that you are actually either withdrawing from the situation or the conversation, whether you are getting angry, getting frustrated, blaming other people, or when you are just like isolating yourself and not wanting to deal with it in any kind of way. But as well, when you have, for example, conversations with people and you feel that you are going into an absent state of mind. So you are looking away, you start looking into your phone, you are starting to address different things, you are changing the subject, and then afterwards when you start feeling frustrated. So these are all things in which we can actually observe ourselves and which we can find, like, oh, okay, these are patterns and these are things that come up more often in my life. Maybe I should address them, because what the other person or what the situation is displaying to you is actually something that is already going on inside yourself. And the bigger these situations get, or the more frustrating and the more angry you get in certain situations or towards certain people, the bigger the necessity of addressing this issue gets, because it's clearly a point that you have to evolve from, that you have to grow into in order to become more true to yourself, and as well in order to grow and to evolve to the next level. And it's always in a positive way. The process isn't very nice, and especially not if we've been ignoring it long enough for it to become so big that it becomes undeniable, that we have to address it and that we have to make a change. So this is all something that we look into in an online course that will be online very soon. So I would suggest you guys just keep on watching if you want to know more, because in that course we will also be looking into the different coping mechanisms that we developed throughout the years in order to deal with all of these situations. And we became very smart, and our bodies and our ego moreover becomes very smart in how to use them, even in such a way that we are not even aware that we created blind spots to them, and that we are not even aware that we are using them, and that we are actually just delaying our own growth process. And there's actually no way that we should not address these frustrations and these irritations, because these are the keys to our happiness and to our success. And it doesn't work to escape from them. It doesn't work to isolate from them. It doesn't work to try to avoid them, because you cannot. And I am definitely proof of that, because when I came to Dubai, of course, it came from my desire to come here, because I already had that dream for many years. But subconsciously, I also thought like, maybe I can leave like that luggage behind, you know, leave it all in Belgium and the things that were haunting me, because everyone has demons. I call them demons because that's how they display. They display like demons. And I thought, well, 6,000 kilometers will be a long way for them to chase me, so I will be fine. But I wasn't. And these things, it doesn't matter where you live, it doesn't matter if you isolate yourself, or it's just a temporary resort, you know, like alcohol, sports, workaholic. All these things are just temporary resorts that we can like focus on in order to deal for a very short amount of time with a situation that we don't really like. But it always comes back to haunt us, because we need to transform these things within ourselves. And this is exactly as well what happened to me. And I had as well a lot of work and a lot of things that were still unresolved from when I left Belgium. And I am so happy that I am now able to look at these things and think to myself like, oh my God, how could I resist all of these things in such a way that I was making my life actually harder than it should have been? And of course, you always have triggers. I mean, it's not that like one day you have been enlightened in such a way, because then you would have been Buddha. But there is always a certain amount of growth that comes with looking into these frustrations and dealing with them rather than escaping from them. And this is something that is, for me, has been such a big value to my life and to my transformation, which I practice especially as well in relationships, but also in business, because in business it's not different. You also get things that frustrate you. For example, for me, this was my financial department. I just like the admin and everything and doing the payments. It was just like a big disaster that I rather like ran away from. And now I can actually embrace it as part of my business, and knowing that I worked for this and that I'm happy to release it and happy to release the money in order for it to come back, and happy to do the admin in order for having like peace of mind that I know myself that everything is okay with the company. But it's the same in relationships, in having to deal with certain things in your partner or with your friends, and accepting them or accepting these things for what they are, and that they are also part of life, that they're making people human, and that they're not things that you can just like ignore, or that you should not be empathic to. So it comes in a lot of ways. It comes in a lot of different displays. And yeah, you will find that on the other side of that frustration is always the key to new understanding. So yeah, keep you posted, and thank you for listening. Wishing you a lovely day.